Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of WWE 2K25. We are at Path to Glory, and we will get right into it. It will be a kind of short, smooth sailing video for you guys because this is the only part of it, which is the PLE. So we will simulate as the last video towards the end. I kind of went through the card and this is what will happen. So Ace Caveman has retained the title and he will move on to the main event side of things. He's had the title for 3 PLEs at least. So he's been really turning it around and stuff like that. So he is the first person for the male single side to move up to the main event side, as Rick Diaz, part of the new gangster trio that is around, was not able to successfully get the title. So then we have Karrion Kross over Carlito, Tegan Knox over Indy Hartwell, No Holds Barred for the championship as Scarlett retains it against Dakota Kai, or gains it back. Blair Davenport wins over Cora Jade and Gigi Dolan. And then we have a ladder tag match with Angels of Wrestling Katana and Kaden, and Valhalla and Shayna losing to Jakaria and Sol Ruka. Now, I think I need to delete that tag team, otherwise them two would not be, Sol Ruka for sure would not be in it. Because sometimes when you delete tag teams, it's like they're involved in a rivalry. Do you want to delete it? So, but it brought Sol Ruka into the Path to Glory because of the tag team. And then Baron Corbin, Bishop Dyer, retains over Tyler Breeze in their ongoing rivalry again. So we're just going to simulate to the next show. And we will do some editing with tag teams. We'll go down. It's probably under Jakara and Sol Ruka. So we'll disband that team. So they will no longer be a part of each other. Probably take a minute for programming wise or whatever for the video game to recognize it. Participants, we need to go to edit. So what needs to happen, I guess, is I need to vacate the title. So we're gonna remove it, as he is now moved up to there. Obviously I'm not gonna vacate Bishop Dyer from having it. But then we edit the divisions, go to here, and find Ace Caveman, and he will be part of the mix. So now he moved up to number 2 in that random order. I don't know how they all do that, whether it be power rankings wise, because he is number 2 right now, as Bishop Dyer's underneath him and stuff. Indy Hartwell, Sin Cara's in there, and we can see how Kira's down there. Nothing really has changed with the new Age Outlaws and the Funky Brothers with Vic Diaz, or Rick Diaz, I should say, not Vic. Brody Hunter's down there. I'm surprised because usually custom superstars are generally a big hit that they not necessarily override, but they do fairly well against superstars within the video game. So that has happened with that, and in the tag team, we can see if there's any past rivalries. So Bishop Dyer's won that one. There's no rivalries right now. We can make one, which I'll just make one just for the heck of it. We'll do one-on-one, choose rivals, and we will have why don't we do because it probably no, it has those guys too. I was gonna say it probably excludes tag teams, but we will do Cara versus Lily. So we'll have that intensity low for the time being. So it will have one. We'll make another one. Two rivals, one-on-one. We'll do Aiden Sky against. We want to do Brody Hunter, or we'll do Ralph Rufus because they're kind of by each other when it comes to #1 contender rankings. And then I'll do another one. Let's make it a 2-on-2. We'll do the Funky Brothers, and then we'll do New Age Outlaws. Start that being low, so kind of get things started, and then look at Ace Caveman and Karrion Kross as they are kind of right there in title contention, so we'll do Ace Caveman with Karrion Kross. So we'll kind of set that up. So there's 4 rivalries there. I just started at the low. It will do its course and work its way up, and so we'll check on those. So kind of spicing things up a little bit, because there is like usually 2 rivalries, and they may dwindle out right away. Who knows? But we have basically most of the custom superstars ending in rivalries, or not ending, but set up in rivalries to hopefully boost their whether it be attributes with the momentum or overall in general, it just boosts their rankings when it comes to #1 title contentions and stuff like that, and kind of building their character up and stuff. And so we have Akira and Lily, who did start out at the beginning when they were introduced, that they got their #1 contender matches, and they both won the title once. Now it's just whenever they get it again, they're going to move up to NXT. And then for the mid card, or lower card, essentially, whatever the case may be, of Aiden Sky, he has won the mid Jeremycrazy. I was going to say mid-American, but the mid Jeremycrazy title once with Ace Caveman. He lost to Ace Caveman, and Ace Caveman has won it since, and didn't have the chance to go back and win it again to be able to get moved up. Other people that haven't won a title at all is Ralph Rufus, that's in a rivalry with him. Rick Diaz, that had the chance in this PLE, did not succeed. And Brody Hunter, he was kind of maybe in the mix, but he did not come back into the mix of getting a title. So he's been in a bunch of matches where there's like 4 people or triple threats, so fatal 4-ways or triple threats, and he's lost majority of those, so he's kind of been just kind of shuffled in the mix of last minute putting a card together for matches. And I could, make it where it's 9 matches, but I just feel like overall in general 7 matches is good enough for the roster this big, and stuff like that. So that's where we're gonna kind of end off on the video, and then the next, so to speak, PLE is the clash after WrestleMania Stand and Deliver for that, and hopefully it moves on to the next, where it's the next year where the PLEs are open and running again. But I guess I have 28 news that I haven't read, so I'm just gonna skim down. And really, since it's not, well, part of it's my promotion, but a lot of it is Raw, SmackDown, and all that jazz, so we will not have to worry about all that information. And kind of figured out that I don't really need to read it, because it's literally copy paste, and depending on who it is, it's literally copy and paste of whatever the case may be. There may be difference in, oh hey, Scarlett had a match with Cara, and at the end of the match, or towards the end or after the match, Dakota Kai decided to come down and slam her into, the steel chair, or the steel, stairs, and whip her against the barricade, and had a little fight at the end. And that's basically it. Where no, it's a little different, where we also have Demon Slayer and Chuckles doing singles competitions as a tag team, kind of basically waiting for a tag team division to build up in the overall NXT scene, with there not being many NXT people at all. There's only 24 people, and so maybe at a certain point, when now Ace Caveman were to, but I know there's a decent amount of people in that division, or there's 4, and then there's 5 for Ace Caveman, 6 and 7. Okay, so then there's 5 overall for the main title. So whenever Ace Caveman were to win that title, if he were to, gonna have to make it somewhat realistic, so to speak. I mean, at first I had it where if you win it once, you hold it for 6 months, you move on. But if you lose it right away, you have to win it again within a year. But now it's whenever you win it twice at least, you move on. And Kira and Lily haven't won it twice, so then they would move up to the North American Championship, and then if they were to win that once or twice, so to speak, then they move on to the women's, then they move on to the SmackDowns, which is the US title. Then there's an Intercontinental title. I think US is on Raw. So then they would move on to the... Okay, SmackDown has the US Intercontinental on Raw. So then when they were to move to SmackDown, they go for the US title. And if they win that, I think it has to be a one-time thing, but to kind of smooth along this series, but yet I'm not trying to make it short and sweet, but kind of make it short and sweet because realistically, with all these attributes and everything, they're not going to win right away. And if they get down in the shuffle, especially with tag teams, as soon as they get to Raw and SmackDown, there's like 8 tag teams overall. So then once they win it once, they're going to move on to the next show, and then they just get bounced back and forth. And who knows, I may move them back down to NXT to win that title again. So it all varies in what I want to do with this series. But as soon as we have one winning the basically all titles in every not every category, but once either one team or one individual wins every single title, which I think I might have it where with one person winning every single singles title, that will be the end of the series overall. Depending on how this universe mode works, I would imagine it, once you're done with the year, it moves on to the next year, and it just simulates that, it kept your PLEs, and it's just every year. So we will continue to move forward with that. And hopefully you enjoy this episode, and hopefully we have more people moving up to the NXT soon, and have a good one.